All right, what's going on, Legion fans? Welcome to it's a bye week. We don't actually have a streaming pod right now.
Not technically
to do,
but we are.
WandaVision's over.
WandaVision's done.
Yep.
But we are introducing
our
name
next one
and what we're thinking about for this next podcast.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to do an intro to our next series, which is called It's a Bird. It's a Shield. Oh, no, it's just another podcast.
That's right.
Yeah. So we are getting ready for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which premieres this coming Friday.
Yep.
And
right after Snyder Cut.
Right after Snyder Cut, which is genius because everyone will be so discouraged from the Snyder Cut.
Marvel has done this every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time something comes out that DC is saying, like, this is going to be a big thing for us. We're really excited about this. Marvel just slips in, yeah, but what about this? Ooh, well, shiny thing.
It was right after, they didn't do that for Fandom. And I think that was where they
where they got caught with their pants
they were
down.
like, oh, no, we have to.
Yeah.
And then Wonder Woman got announced, and then like right after that, they announced a slew of Marvel and Star Wars.
They had that
everything.
massive drop.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, Snyder Cut's coming out on Thursday. And like, well, Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming out on Friday.
Exactly.
Which they could have done it. They could have done it this past Friday.
So I think
it's done. But I think they waited a week and gave that week in between.
I agree.
I think
the
funny
thing
that
happened. I think the funny thing has happened is like a bunch of people got fired after Fandom came out, and Marvel didn't have something to drop with it.
Yeah.
I think at Marvel Studios are like, "You're all fired." Like, how did this happen?
This can't happen again.
Never
again. We must always be ahead of that. Always.
And get ready for their drops. We will always have one that we will drop right after.
They probably have somebody working in DC.
Just watching.
Just to tell them.
Yeah, just a mole.
Just to let you know, this one's going to drop, so make sure you have a big thing to drop. Yeah, that's probably the case.
They got a mole in there, definitely.
Anyway, so Winter Soldier.
I would. They don't need a mole. Marvel doesn't need a mole in there.
Nah, they're winning. They're like a mile ahead.
That's like having a spy in on like the 12th runner-up. Like,
wow.
On.
All right, coming from a DC fan.
I am the DC fan.
Yeah, I know.
I am the DC fan. But let's all not.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not sugarcoating stuff.
No,
here.
you never do.
All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
All right. Well, maybe Snyder Cut will change all that.
No, it won't.
All right, Falcon Winter Soldier's coming out. We want to do some introduction here to the series. Talk about what we know is happening. Talk about what's been rumored to be happening, and then talk about
some of our theories.
Some theories.
Just some ideas we have.
Yeah,
or just some stuff we hope would happen.
We did this before for WandaVision, and we got our hopes up.
We got real good at it, though.
We did. We nailed a lot of them.
But our finale, we were disappointed.
We were. So let's see if we can write a better story than Marvel again.
Yeah.
No, WandaVision was good. I know we disagree on that a little bit, but
no, it wasn't.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, will be really good.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we got a lot of really cool people coming back. So some returning characters for the series. We've got Daniel Bruhl coming back as Baron Zemo.
Yep.
So we last saw him in Civil War. He was
arrested, imprisoned by S.H.I.E.L.D.
And now we get to see him with the iconic purple hood and mask and the great fluffy collared coat, and he looks great. So he's back. We don't really know. We'll talk a little bit when we talk about theories about who's going to be the big bad, because there's something that I actually haven't told you with some set foes that came out. So we'll talk about that a little bit.
Before you go any further on that,
if
you're hearing for some of the names in here, you don't know who they are, or you need a little bit more background information. One of the things that's really cool, Disney Plus has been putting out little 6-minute segments on each of the characters. So, U.S. Agent, Zemo, Winter Soldier, and Falcon all have 6 to 7 minute clips on each of them on Disney Plus right now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's really cool. Check it out.
I know who they are, but I'm going to check it out anyway.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. All right. Disney Plus plug, not a sponsor, but
they
could be.
I'm just saying they do it.
Well, maybe they'll sponsor us soon. All right.
Or they will give us that call we've been waiting for to, help lead something.
Yeah, that's true.
They need
extra writers in the writer room.
That's right. Or just fact checkers. Yeah. I wouldn't mind just being a fact checker at any point.
Yeah. I mean, we already do that, but let's get paid for it instead.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony Mackie comes back as Falcon.
Wonderful.
Obviously, Sebastian Stan is back as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, I wish. Let's not go down that route. Emily Van Camp comes back as Sharon Carter, so really excited to see her. And she's got some. We talked about this a little bit a while ago on one of our comic news podcasts. That there's been some released footage of her being on a wanted poster for breaking the Sokovia Accords. So we'll see what she's in there for.
Play in here quite a bit.
I'm sure they will.
You know, we're wondering where it fits in the storyline with Mackie and Winter Soldier. They didn't really follow the Sokovia Accords either.
No.
So we're gonna see how they actually, what those accords, where they actually play in, and what impact that has on the characters.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got quite a few people coming in here who are returning. We've got St. Pierre coming back as Batroc the Leaper.
That's right.
So he was.
I love how they call him the Leaper.
Yeah, he jumps.
He jumps.
He's good at jumping.
That's why he's in there.
And he does jump really. That jump spin kick thing he did.
Yeah, I know.
In
the
Winter Soldier,
man.
the Captain America Winter Soldier. That was great.
He is a dangerous human being.
Yeah,
in general,
in real life.
In real life.
Yeah, I'm glad he's coming back though. I want to see more of him, and he'll probably just be like a henchman or something like that. But I'm excited to see him fight again.
Dangerous henchman.
Yeah, for sure. So those are our returners. We also have Don Cheadle coming back as War Machine.
Love it. And more Cheadle, the better.
Yeah, not sure at all what his capacity will be. I mean, he is obviously still in the military, and so he has that kind of background, which we will see some more military interaction in this show, hopefully.
Yeah, but that separation has been coming more and more.
He's not on the good side with them.
Yeah,
he cut off General Ross.
Yep.
So
that separation with the military has been happening over several movies.
Yeah, but he might be in better graces with them after Endgame because he did help stop Thanos.
It's true.
He might be welcomed back in a little bit.
Maybe, but then you would think all of them would be in better graces because of that. But we're seeing that Sokovia Accords are still a thing that people reference. And
they reference it in WandaVision, and now we see that Sharon Carter broke them, and there's consequences to it.
Right. So, I don't know if they really care about that you helped Thanos or stopped Thanos, because the other side of that could be like, sure, you stopped him the second time, but what about the first time?
That's throwing shade, man.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well,
I'm saying what is the actual storyline they could put here, and they could say
they could twist it.
They could twist it,
yeah,
and
that's
that's in Marvel.
Yeah.
The United States military is a bit of a villain in and of itself.
Yeah, they do. They're not painted in the best of light.
No, you talk about especially Hulk. It's always the U.S. military versus the Hulk. But I'm talking about in the way that it's been setting up, the U.S. military has in a number of situations been the actual bad guy. You look at Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier is a perfect example of that, with S.H.I.E.L.D. actually being Hydra.
Hydra. Yeah. Yeah,
so
it could.
I could see them really twisting, not being able to stop Thanos the first time. Had you followed the Sokovia Accords, we would have. Maybe something like that to actually twist it for those heroes.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. That's a good call. So we have some new people coming in too. We have Wyatt Russell coming in as John Walker, or U.S. agent, who
Wyatt, great name.
Yeah, is good. Well, he's Kurt Russell's son, so it's got to be something cool, right? You know, Kurt Russell he's a cool dude
because he's got a great name.
Yeah, he does too. Yeah. So U.S. agent is kind of a foil to Captain America in the comics.
Sure.
He's another super soldier who took on the shield at one point, and he doesn't hold the same American values that Captain America originally held.
High standards.
Yeah. So he'll be in there, and then we also have, or was that the big one? I think that might have been it. Yeah, I think he's the big one.
Bum, bum.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got some other people that we don't really know quite sure, how they're going to fit into the story. We have this young lady. I'm going to mispronounce her name like crazy, but it's Adapero Oduye. And she is playing Sarah Wilson, which I'm assuming is a relation to Sam Wilson, the Falcon. So we've got her in there. And
a bit of a family storyline going on there with Falcon.
Yeah, and we've got a woman named Erin Kellyman, and she is playing actually one of the antagonists that we see in one of the trailers, where she's the one who puts the mask on with the red hand on it.
Okay.
So we've got some other people coming in here that we're not really sure how they're going to play out or what's going to happen. We have heard some theories. There's been some leaks of different things. And I'm going to bring out, hold on, my phone for a minute. Let's see if I can bring this up without causing our computer to go
creating
crazy.
A whole
Yeah, I had preloaded
situation.
it, but we'll see if it actually. Yeah, I did. But I saw it before it went away. So we've got some theories here. We've gotten a leak of the title Flag Smashers. Which has to do with a villain against Captain America, who was kind of like his whole goal. He created a terrorist group called Ultimatum, and their whole goal was to destroy
heroes.
And nations, like in general. So destroying flags, like
there's
destroying.
There's
always some kind of group
always
like
a
that.
terrorist group that's trying to take down nations.
Yeah,
like a Splinter Cell group that could take down a nation
right.
overnight.
Civil War. That was the Civil War thing with Zemo. Yeah, but this is.
But it's not even just in that. It's in it's every. It's all these movies. There's always a Splinter Cell group,
especially when it has to do with like spies and government stuff.
Yeah. Rogue Nation.
Oh, good movie. But this has. They have ties in the comics to Red Skull, and there was like a big reveal in the comics that they were actually orchestrated by Red Skull, and I believe Red Skull's daughter was part of it as well. And there's rumors that one of the actresses, and it may be Erin Kellyman, is playing Red Skull's daughter.
Interesting.
Which would be interesting. There's been rumors around that.
How would she have survived?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they'd bring her in that way, but. I'm not sure.
Because, I mean, we're in the situation where Bucky's even referencing how old he is in the show.
Yeah, she could have been preserved in some way by Hydra to be used later, and, they could have,
Sure. I'm just saying that's going to be interesting if that's the route they go down.
But regardless, they could be going down that route, or they could just have Zemo kind of take the role of Red Skull and have him be the one behind the Flag Smashers, and I'm sure U.S. Agent's not going to be a good guy.
Right.
And so he'll most likely be part of the problem.
Well, and this is what you and I had talked about before, which was how does U.S. Agent get the shield?
Right. He's got the shield in the trailers. I mean, we see Bucky and Falcon throwing the shield in one of the trailers, but then we also see U.S. Agent have the shield. So they obviously have it at the beginning, and then at some point it gets to him. Whether they give it willingly or it's taken from them, we don't really know.
Right, and that's one of my things that I was playing at, which is Falcon becoming Cap.
Yeah,
is a huge handoff.
Yeah,
it is a big moment. It is, and the fact that they jumped over Bucky was a big
right. He
point.
didn't have a chance to hold the shield.
And in the comics, Bucky it goes to Bucky before it goes to Falcon.
Right after
I actually really like the way that they did this in Endgame.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah,
I love that Bucky kind of nods him over.
Yeah,
he, giving his approval. You have this theory.
Yeah,
that Cap and Bucky would have had a conversation ahead of time.
Yeah, and they decided Sam was the best choice to be the next Captain America if anything were to happen to Cap.
Right, and I can understand that, and part of what the directors revealed is the reason why it didn't go to Bucky is because Bucky is still trying to figure out who he is in this world.
Yeah.
And rectify also what he had done.
Right.
And so I think Bucky is very much on board with Sam being Cap. And so I don't think he'd allow the shield to be taken away, just like Falcon wouldn't allow the shield to be taken away very easily.
Right.
So they're not going to give that up. They're not just going to be like, oh, no, this makes sense for you to have it.
Right.
No, Cap chose him for a reason, and that means something.
Yeah. Definitely. I agree.
So
how did they get it?
How did they get it?
And how do they keep it?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, U.S. Agent is most likely enhanced.
Right.
And then we saw in the trailers that these people with the red hand on their faces are also enhanced. They're strong enough to keep up with Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're working with U.S. Agent, maybe they're all working for Zemo. Who knows? There is some, and this is the one thing that I hadn't told you, and I just remembered it now. There have been some, and for those of you who don't want spoilers, this was revealed. There was some set photos that showed Zemo looking like he was working with Falcon and Winter Soldier, like they were working together. And so it could be like one of those. I don't know
how they make that turn.
Well, it could be like one of those, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of a thing.
Sure.
And Zemo pretends to be against the Flag Smashers, and then he ends up turning on them and revealing that he's actually been controlling it all along. It could be something like that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you have Falcon say that the Flag Smashers are they work with brute force, like
Bucky,
Bucky,
yeah,
and so you know that they have something more. You know they got something. They're juiced up.
They're juiced
in
up,
some way.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that I've always found interesting is like there's enhanced, and then there's like Bucky, and then there's Cap.
Right.
And like
and then there's like Thor.
Yeah.
Like there's different and there's super
like,
powered and then there's enhanced.
Well, to an extent. I mean, Cap did pick up the hammer.
Yeah, he's worthy, but he's not
worthy.
like he couldn't bench as much as Thor could, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like pound for pound.
You and I know that.
Yeah.
And you and I in the comics know that.
Yeah.
In the movies they bent that.
Maybe.
They bent that. They almost made it seem like Cap because of his grit. Because of who he is, he's able to harness his motivation to be able to like his righteousness.
Good on him, man.
Well, no, it's not true. But like, if you're in the comics, we know the breakdown here.
Yeah.
You know,
but you're right. There are enhanced that aren't going to be as good as Bucky and Cap.
Yeah.
But in the trailers, anyway, it seems like Bucky gets his tail handed to him. Like it seems.
Yeah, but
like
how many are going against him at one time?
Well, Falcon makes a little quip about how just a girl beat him up.
Oh.
So, so like he like makes fun of him.
Well,
and which I think is great.
I'm
their
be
quips
to see that.
Their back and forth is pretty much all I'm looking for. I mean, I know the story's going to be good, but I'm just so excited to see them together.
Their back and forth is worth it. I mean, they could do an entire episode of just them talking back and forth, and I'd probably be excited.
Oh, it's so
about
funny.
It.
Yeah, they're so good together. So yeah. So we've got a lot coming up, and we don't know very much.
Yeah, we know very little.
It's exciting.
This here, Greg.
Yeah.
This is an example of being tight-lipped. This is an example of being tight-lipped.
Yes.
Not
Marvel's
Zack
good
Snyder
at that.
And Justice League. I just want you to be.
I don't
aware.
know. They released that Cheeto was going to be in it.
Yeah. That
wasn't supposed to.
Do you know what's actually?
They released
happening
the Flag
with
Smashers.
Do you know what direction this is going to go?
Well, Flag Smashers does open it up.
No, do you know how it's going to end?
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? I'm happy about it.
I'm very happy.
I don't
want
to know.
I don't want to know. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to podcast about it.
Oh, yeah.
Just like I was with WandaVision.
That's right.
And the thing here, we're not getting any weird TV show perspectives. We're jumping into some action.
Yeah, we hope so.
I hope really. If they were not jumping into action, I'm going to be lost. I'm going to be completely confused as to what we're watching.
Yeah, if it was just a sitcom again.
If it was a sitcom again, I'd be very lost.
And you're hoping for a better ending this time.
I'm very much hoping for a better ending. I 100%. I've argued with everybody about this. We were at a church meeting last night, and
you were arguing about
with people about the fact that endings make shows, even to the extent that I was talking about Gilmore Girls, which, yes, I have seen. And, yes, the ending is terrible and ruins it. Not only one time, but multiple times.
I have not seen it.
But my point being,
I won't see it.
I really hope that we get a better ending out of this, a better story, overarching the entire thing. I'm really excited. So I'm excited for it's a bird.
Yeah, it's a shield.
No, it's another podcast.
It's just another podcast. We will see you guys next Monday on the first episode. All right.
Thanks for listening to the Legion of Comic Correction. Don't forget to check out our other episodes streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts. We're also on the major social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Legion of Comic Correction.
That's right. And make sure to check out our Patreon for exclusive supporter specials at patreon.com/Legion of CC. New episodes come out every Monday.
And Wednesdays.
No, just Mondays.
And Wednesdays?
I don't think we can do Wednesdays.
We can do Wednesdays.
All right, Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place, same Legion.